Summer is full of invitations from backyard barbecues to happy hours, but what if your social life didn't have to leave you feeling exhausted? A growing trend called soft socializing is encouraging people to connect with others in more meaningful, low-pressure ways. And this morning, Shanta Jackson, a.k.a. the Homegirl Therapist, is with us to break it down. Hello.
Hey, girl.
All right, what is all this about? This whole idea of soft socializing. Never heard of it. Tell me more.
You know, they always like to come up with new terms for old things, right?
Yeah.
And so soft socializing is basically socializing with low connection, low pressure, right?
Low pressure.
Yes, right. And so it's, you want to connect, but you don't have to be so big and elaborate all the time. It's the simple things in life that you can still connect with your friends.
Because now with social media, we always feel like we have to be on and we have to perform.
Yes.
Because we have to let the world know how fabulous we are and how much we're perforing and how we've got glitz and glam and all the things all the time.
All the pictures, all the things.
So let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of soft socializing.
So a pro, I would say, is that the pressure is off, right? You are able to go and be yourself and you don't have to be on all the time. We have so many things that we are juggling in life right now, so many roles from caretakers, spouses, children, all the things. And so a pro is I don't have to think so much about socializing with my friends and having those connections. And soft socializing allows you to do that with less exhaustion. A con, I would say, not too many, but if you soft socialize too much, you might find yourself feeling isolated and withdrawn.
And
so
also
we have
maybe
to be
not putting as much effort
absolutely,
into it. So that does require some effort. Okay.
Intentionality.
Well, and right now we're in an era, another coined term, of social burnout. You know, both like one-on-one, but also when it comes to social media. You know, it's harder and harder just to have these kind of one-on-one conversations without feeling like you've got to alert the world that you're having chicken parmesan that night for dinner.
Right.
You know, so how can soft socializing help us stay connected without feeling kind of emotionally drained?
Right. So some things I would say, think going to get coffee with your friend. Think doing things at home where you are completing tasks, but you're also connecting with your friend. You guys can do it together. We burn out socially because we always have to perform. We have to be on. We have to make sure that everything looks perfect and aesthetically pleasing. And sometimes life is just not that.
And also the whole dress to impress. That takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort. What if you just kind of decided you wanted to go and have a walk? You know, just hang out, talk. That way you don't have to get all dolled up. Okay, and it can also be something that I think would be more easily incorporated into your life.
Yes, because we have to do all this stuff for work. So when I get off of work, hey, let's just change clothes and go for a walk, just to decompress and debrief after work together, right? And I have a friend, I don't want to put on and find a new outfit every time we have to go out and hang out. Life is crazy, things are expensive. We can do things at home.
Yeah, and I think that you're not like in any way compromising or selling out, or we all have this fear of FOMO, this fear of missing out, that we've got to be participating in a part or somehow we're not being included. But the fact is that we have a tendency to pack our social calendars so much tight that it can be unhealthy for us. So setting those boundaries while nurturing friendships, I don't know. That seems like a nice balance.
I think that's the perfect balance in the world that we live in. Having those boundaries and having friends and connections that understand the area of life that we're in. Life gets busy, and sometimes in those things, we need to still have those meaningful connections without feeling like it has to be so big and elaborate.
And there's also a big difference between spending time alone and being lonely. Kind of protecting your peace with also, and there's a difference between protecting your peace and then kind of unintentionally isolating yourself.
Yeah, protecting your peace that's great for everybody, and it's supposed to be intentional and makes you feel grounded. When we lean into the isolation, it's something more deeper rooted in that, and that comes from anxiety, fear, not wanting to have those new interactions because you are exhausted. And so we want you to protect your peace, but also we are humans. We need people. We need those connections.
We need to socialize.
Yes, we need those. And so it doesn't have to be big. It can be something soft.
All right, one last question. If you could leave our viewers with one challenge this week to help them embrace this whole notion of soft socializing with friendships and connections, what would that be?
I would say find a task, find something that you want to do at the house, and connect with that one person. Hey, I'm going to cook a new recipe. Why don't you come over?
Yeah.
Just something simple, nothing too big.
All right. Where can people find out more about you, darling?
You can find me at thehomegirltherapist.com and on social media, The Homegirl Therapist.
Awesome. This has been fun. Thanks
so
so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paige.